Alright, welcome everybody. Now, a couple of months ago I was asked, how do you enable multiplayer units on Command & Conquer 95? So, yeah, basically this is going to show you the way to do it. You're going to need three things. Command & Conquer 95 installed, obviously. There's a special version I use, it's been out for years. It basically works with Windows 10, 7, 8 and 10 and stops a lot of the screen scrolling issues. But I'll let you know which one it is and I'll pop the link in the description. You need Tib Editor, which edits the unit properties, build level, prerequisites, etc, etc. And then you're also going to need a mix editor. XCC Utilities is what I use. Now, Nod have a lot of build limitations put to them, so they can't technically build the helipad, the MRLS, or the APC. Now, you could disable that and be able to do that if you follow what I'm just about to do now. So what you need to do is you need to go and load up the mixer, go to the CNC95 folder and look for general.mix. Open that up. Now you don't want to edit this, you just want to extract the map configuration files, which are known as the INI files. Now the way the numbering is done, we're going to work on mission 13 of Nod, which is the last mission. And SC means scenario, B means bad guy, which is basically Nod. 13 means the mission number or level, and then EB, EC, and EA based on which basically where you pick on the map when you play the game through. I'm going to do C. Extract it, put it onto your desktop. Close it down, open it up. This is all the info for that map. Now, there's something you need to add into this, and I've already done it, so I'm just going to show you what you need to add. There we go. Right, you need to do is copy that, and you just need to put it in every map that you want to build helipads and all that on when you enable them. Save it, and then just drag it into the main Command & Conquer 95 folder. That's all you need to do. Don't mess around with the actual mix files unless you know what you're doing, because 9 times out of 10 it will just crash the game and you'll have to reinstall it. Once you've done that, you want to load up Tib Edit. Pick Command & Conquer 95 English edition, and this basically brings up all the unit properties. So what we're going to do, seeing that vehicles is the first one on the list, service to service missile launcher, this is what all this stuff has in it, and I'll explain what they mean. Owner, Nod, or GDI. You can select GDI, not GDI. If they're ticked, that means they're enabled because they're along here. Prerequisite, this is the building that's needed before you can actually build them. So for this one in particular, you would need an advanced guard tower and a weapons factory. We're going to get rid of the the advanced guard tower. We're going to leave that as a weapons factory. If it's for Nod, which is enabled, you would just need to build an airstrip, if I remember rightly. Build level, this is the campaign, single player. 98, yeah, the highest it goes up to is 15. That's the last GDI mission. You want to set it to 1 just to make it simple. And is it buildable? The rest you can edit. You can make it free if you want. You can make it have loads of health, armor, etc, etc. But just to enable them with their default characteristics, that's what you need to do. Just need to amend a few things. Next one down is inventory. Now, Chem Warriors are an interesting one. They require an advanced comm center. The equivalent to that on Nod is a Temple of Nod. So if you enable these for Nod, which they are, and this is ticked, actually you would just need a Temple of Nod. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away that prerequisite, and I'm just going to put it down as a barracks, and that will work. They have to have a buildings assigned to them. So if they're infantry, they need to at least have a barracks or if they have a vehicle, they need to have at least a war factory or something. Otherwise, it doesn't seem to work. It's like they've made it mandatory that it's got to have at least something in there to pick up. Could be wrong, but that's just the way I interpret it. Then we've got the same for the commando. So this requires advanced comm center or Templar Nod if you're playing Nod. We're going to get rid of that and we're just going to put it down to a barracks, which is there. Build level, want to put that to 1. And then I just want to double check I did the chem one as well. Yep. And then we've got here, we're going to go back to vehicles. Armoured personnel carrier. This is where the previous remove build exemption rule comes in, because technically Nod aren't able to build these. It was an artificial limitation that was put in. To build them you need to put a barracks up. But even if you were not to do what I stated previously with the remove build exemption, it actually wouldn't work. It was a hard-coded limitation that they put in. And the same goes for the helipad, which I'll get to in a second. So APC 1, all you need to build it is a barracks. Obviously you need to build a war factory as well, so you could actually just put that as a war factory. I'm just going to leave it as a barracks, so see if it works. Then we go to buildings. This is where a lot of people get tripped up. The helipad, you need to put it at level 1, and it actually requires just a barracks to do, so we'll leave that like that. Because you've removed the limitation, this should work, no problem. What you need to do is go to aircraft and put the aircraft for the Apache, for Nod, to 1 as well. Otherwise you'll be able to build a helipad and get an Apache with it, but you won't be able to build any additional ones. Once that's all done, you save changes to game. Don't want to run the game. What we do want to do is I want to save these settings just in case it goes pear-shaped. On a desktop, I'll just call it test. So if it does go wrong, I can just load it back up. Close that down. Alright people, so when everything's been edited and you're happy with it, if you load up the game, and I've changed the res on this, otherwise it's going to look a bit odd, going from 1080 then to like 640 or whatever. You need to load the mission that you worked on. We worked on 13 EC Nod. Right, there you go, load that up. And now you just got to deal with this once everything builds.
Reinforcements have arrived. New construction options. Building.
And a Nod.
Construction complete. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
New construction.
There you go, there's a chem warrior, there's a commando. Now, for the helipad, let's get a refinery. Now this might work, it might not. 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work. And there's a reason for that.
Construction complete.
So what you need to do is get a refinery now.
New construction options. Building.
Communications centre. Love the way this guy just runs over the Tiberium and nearly dies. Nice.
Yeah, I'm on it. You got a present for you. That was left-handed. Yeah? No problem.
Right, what's that build? So this probably won't work, and it's easily explained why.
New construction options.
Yep, so you got no helipad here. There's a reason for that. You need to restart the mission to load the ini file. So you're best off when you do it, just restart the mission. Because the ini files aren't loaded when you load an old save. You actually have to
New construction options.
force the game to do it when you do a restart.
Building.
Yo, I'm on it. I've got
Construction
for you.
complete.
You got it.
New construction options.
There you go, there's the
Building.
helipad. The commander, and that's there.
Yo, I got him. I'm on
Construction
it. Keep
complete.
him cover up. Real tough guy.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm not going to worry about going over to the other side because I'm not doing the mission.
New construction options.
There's that good. Now let's test out something here. Let's get a refinery down, which I've probably just screwed up here because I've run out of room.
Construction
Yeah, I
complete.
have.
Yeah, okay. Reporting, roger.
So let's go like that, and then we want to build a
Building.
little strip. And the reason why, because if the helipad works and you've enabled the APC, that'll work as well because it's under the same limitation. It's just because some of these you can do they don't have like an optic of light. So if you want to, my earlier videos, you'll see that I did a nod or against nod. I literally did a APC engineer rush on a couple of missions. It works, but you need to have a couple of APCs to take the brunt, so you can get your APCs with the engineers in. This is a little bit different for nod, I've noticed, because they seem
Construction complete.
to be able to
Building.
get through a lot easier because they don't have an optic of light. They've got an advanced guard tower, and that thing takes a few hits to kill anything, especially if it's armored stuff.
Yes, sir.
Because Nod are technically a weaker armor units than the GDI. Hence why a lot of these limitations are there. So like these Comanches, that's bloody awful red look. These Apaches, you can literally just get 10 to 12 of them and absolutely annihilate.
New construction
That
options.
was close because they're about to bomb that.
Is under attack.
Alright, scroll down and the APC's there. So yeah, everything works. So that's basically what you've got to do to enable multiplayer units and get rid of some of the build limitations. Any comments, questions, etc., just pop it in the comments section, and I'll answer as soon as I can. And all the links for the programs needed will be there. So yeah, enjoy.